Hi, welcome to APA Fun Facts with Courtney. I'm so glad you stopped by. If you are writing a paper and need quick APA tutorials, then you have come to the right place. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can follow along with me while you write your papers. Today we're talking about in-text citations. So if you need help with your citations, then stick around and I'll show you how to do them. So I'm going to show you how to do in-text citations by writing a bit of a sample paper. Now I just want to be clear that the example paper I'm writing is just an example. I tried to use my own work as much as possible, but just so you know, don't take what I've written in this video and say that that is reflective of the paper. I'm going to work in Google Docs because I think that's what most people are working on these days, especially at the undergraduate level, and it's a great tool for collaboration if you're writing a collaborative paper and all that good stuff. So here's my example paper, and the first thing I'm going to show you how to do is to reference a paraphrase. So studies of refugee populations show that refugees often benefit from social capital. That is a paraphrase. Well, anytime you're saying that there are studies showing something, you need to back that up and show which studies you're talking about. You can't just make a general statement like that. So now we're going to go into the different articles and sources that I'm using and cite them to back up that statement. Okay, so the first one is a research article, and it's by Brewer, me. And it was published in 2016, so that's the first one I'm going to put in. And then here's a chapter in a book by Brewer and McCabe, and that was 2014. So we're going to add that in. And each citation is separated by a semicolon when you're citing multiple sources in one citation. So in this article we have a lot of different authors. And so what you're going to do is just list the first one and write et al. After it. It used to be that you would list up to 3 authors the first time you were talking about it, and then subsequent references would say et al. But with APA 7th, you just start right off the bat with et al. So in this case, I've copied and pasted the author's name, and then I'm just going to use the paintbrush tool to format it just like the rest of the text. That's a little tip that I have for you when you're copying and pasting so that you can keep your formatting consistent. And then another source is going to be a dissertation. If you're listing more than one source in a parenthetical reference or an in-text citation, you need to list them in alphabetical order, and when there's 2 authors with the same last name, so for example, I'm referencing myself twice, then I need to start with the earliest citation first and work my way up. So I started with 2016 and now I'm moving to 2019. Okay, so this is my very first in-text citation, and that was me citing a paraphrase. So now I'm being more specific. So I've put the author, so specifically Brewer 2019. And now I'm going to put a quote that goes with that. There's my quote. And I've copied and pasted it, and I'm adding the page number there. If my sentence didn't say Brewer 2019 states then I would put at the end of my quote Brewer 2019 page blah blah blah. But because I've already said the author's name and the year, I can just end off with the page number because they all go together. Now we're going to do a longer quote. So I've got my lead up writing. And I'm going to go into my dissertation here and get a really long quote. It spans over 2 pages. And I've copied and pasted that in. In APA 7th, any quote over 40 words needs to be a block quote. So what that means is that you're going to highlight the quote and indent the entire thing 2.5 centimeters. You don't need to leave any spaces, any extra spacing or anything like that. We've talked about that in my video about spacing and margins. You don't add spaces in between different paragraphs or quotes or anything like that in APA. So here it is double spaced, and then I put the reference, Brewer 2019, page 210, and here's my end dash. I have a video about the different dashes that you need. You need an end dash in between page numbers. and you also put the entire reference after the period. So if you'll notice, in a regular quotation, the period goes after the reference, but in a block quotation, the period goes before the parenthetical reference. And then we can just finish out the rest of our paper. Okay, so now I'm gonna just highlight the references for you and show you how they all fit together. Well, thank you so much for watching until the end. If you have any questions specific to APA 7th for a paper that you are writing, please leave it in the comments below and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. Good luck writing your papers. Bye.